So, bit of a different video today. Got some news about the Micra's MOT. The Volvo had a crash and I need to do a service on the wife's car, so we'll go and get stuck in, shall we? This is a 2018 Vauxhall Mokka 1.4 turbo. Last year I just gave it a oil and filter change. So this year it's now 4 years old, the car is. It's done 37,000 miles. So we've got some oil, air filter, pollen filter, oil filter, which there's two types. So yeah, I'll get it warmed up a bit and we'll get the oil drained. Need to take the oil filter cap off. But look at that, barely a drip on myself. It's been a year, just over a year since I changed the oil, and it's not lost any. Or the level hasn't dropped, it's remained the same, which is good. This sump plug is a T45 Torx split. Trying to remember where the oil filter is, and looking at it, the engine bay, it's just down here, which is a nice easy little place to get to. So I'll work out what size socket goes on there, probably something like a 21 or 22 mil, and I'll get that undone and change the filter. It's 24 mil. So now the oil to drain the filter into the cup. There we go. A little bit of a spillage. So this is kind of similar to when I did a service on my sister's Mokka, but there's two choices of oil filters, so I've just bought both and then I can return which one's not the right filter. So what I need to do is compare them without making a mess of either of the new filters. So just need to get that filter out of that cap. So you can see it's got a plastic clip on the end. That's the filter. First comparison I can do is the size of the box. It could be both. Just going to clean my hands. So we'll have a look at this one first. Looks very similar, except it's got a little valve on the end. This one hasn't. So I'll put that one back in the box. identical. So this was the correct filter. It's got a new seal to go around the cap, so we'll just stick that filter back in that box for a moment while we change that seal. Oil on the new seal. There we go. Now I can put this new filter into here. That's clipped in. Refit that to the car. See how the storage is. Now I can refit the sump plug. Refilling the oil can always be a bit of fun to do it without making a mess, can't it? No doubt I'll spill some, so that's what that rag's there for. I'm not sure off the top of my head how much this holds. I think it's probably about 4.5 litres or so. Oops, spilled a bit. Always turn your oil can sideways when you're pouring it in, so you can get sufficient flow out and sufficient air in, so it doesn't go all glug 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 and spill everywhere. There we are, 4 litres. I'll dip that. I'm not sure who makes this engine. Is it a Fiat one or something? It's not a Vauxhall one, I don't think. 1.4T. See, that's just about the full mark. So I'll run that, let the oil filter fill up, and then check it again after a couple of minutes. Well, that oil's resettling. We'll do the air filter. So it looks like we've got 2 Phillips screws and it should lift open. I did look at spark plugs But the platinum tips are probably not due yet. This is kind of service is kind of a guess at what it probably needs based on what I know it's had over the last 2 years. Nice and easy air filter. It's not too bad at all, but I'm changing it anyway. Check the oil. I think that's fine. I think that'll do for me for the engine service. I've only changed the air filter, oil and oil filter. I don't know what the schedule says it should have, maybe plugs, but I don't think they should be due for another 10 or 20,000 miles being platinum tipped. If this car was being done at a dealer or by somebody else, you'd be going through all the levels, coolant level, brake fluid levels and screen wash and all that sort of stuff, but I do keep a regular eye on those, so I'm not going to do those today. I'm going to get inside the car now and try and find where the pollen filter is, and we'll change that. I've just done a bit of a Google. Looks straightforward enough. You have to excuse the mess in the car. Yeah, it's a bit untidy in here. Just got to somehow get the glove box down. That's it. Now I can see. There we go. And then pop them off onto the glove box on the floor. That's always good. A couple of little clips. There we go, and there's a pollen filter. That looks full of crud. Let's see if we can get him out. There we go. This is why we change cabin filters. I suspect that hasn't been changed before. It's quite heavy. I guess that's my fault. I should have probably changed that on the last 2 services that I've done, but I didn't. It's probably something you want to be changing annually, really. Especially considering where this car parks. I mean, this car sits where there's a lot of leaves and stuff on the drive. Spends a lot of time, so it's going to get full up pretty quickly, I think. Just got to put this ram back on there. There we go. Nice glove box in, put all the white stuff back in it. Job's a fish. Done. I do need to change the Micra oil as well, but to do that I need to find something to put the oil in. I've drained out the Mokka, so Mokka's done. So let me have a look for something. Meanwhile, I can talk a little bit about the Micra's MOT. So I've got the inner sills patched up and outer sills. Finished off the scuttle panel, which I'll show you. I'll show you a bit closer in a minute when I'm not in the garage. And then tweaked for an MOT and it passed. A couple of advisories on a couple of brake pipes, so that's something to do in the near future. But yeah, very pleased. So went out, that was yesterday, been out running around in it and it's been going pretty well. I'll try and get some footage while we're out and about driving in the car, because I'm trying to use it as much as I can because it's quite a fun little thing. But anyway, I'm going to find something to put this oil in. Container for the oil that came out. So this is last year's oil can. That's this year's oil can. So I'm going to pour that oil into there, then I can change the oil on the Micra. It's always good to clean your oil drain tray between oil changes so that you can tell if there's anything untoward going on with your engine. Or at least if you see something sludgy or sparkly in your oil, you know it didn't come from the last oil change, it came from the one you're on. So that's why I like to make sure my container's clean. My keys. Oh, that was close. We'll get the Micra fired up and warmed up a bit. Exhaust flows developed since I've been running this car. It's only some colours, it's a 14 or 12 mil until it's going to be to this end. At least there's plenty of room under here so I can get my tray under without having to evacuate. Just wait for it to warm up a bit. It's warmed up now. So we're going, well, God knows how long it's been since it was last drained out of this car. Since its last MOT in February 21, it's done 140 miles, and then its last MOT before that was in 2011, so there's a fairly good chance that it's not had an oil change for a while. So we'll see what state this oil's in when it comes out. Let's run it at least. I don't have a new copper washer for it, but this copper washer is the factory type, or not factory, but the sort they use at the dealer for these Micras. It's a crush washer, so what I usually do if I haven't got another one is take it off, put it back on the opposite way. I don't know how well you can see, but the filter is at the back of the engine. See through there, that white thing, that's the oil filter, so I'm going to reach that and undo that now. I use this oil filter tool. I actually bought this tool when I worked in a Nissan dealer because a lot of the oil filters fitted to Nissans are quite small, so it used to be spring loaded but the spring's missing, so the idea is we put that around the filter so the filter fits in there, and as you tighten it, that pulls in and grips the filter to undo. So pretty useful tool. I've never seen another one like it. Got it off the Matt Tools van. Done the filter, made a mess as usual. Too much on the drive, but I'm going to refit the sump plug now and not tighten it up with an impact gun. It seems to be a trend on the internet these days. So, Volvo crash. Now we've got the oil changes done, I'll take you outside and show you the Volvo. So I'm coming up to a car, sat waiting to turn right in the middle of the road, just minding my own business, and I feel a bang, and it was a big bang. A little Renault went straight into the back of the Volvo. So as far as damage goes, I think I've got off quite lightly. I think if you look at down that line of the bumper, it's maybe flattened out a bit. There's a small crease there, and similar over here, you can't really see it so well. Obviously the tailpipe got battered quite well, and then I don't know, there's a mark on the tow bar just there. Tow bar cover's got a bit squished. Probably take the tow bar off, change it anyway. That was already hanging down, that light was already cracked, and these scuffs were already on the rear end. So for the sake of a rear bumper, I told the lady I wasn't going to pursue a claim. Her car was in a lot worse state than mine. It's just one of those things that happens, unfortunately, but it gave me a reminder to keep driving the Volvo. Fortunately now I've got the Micra. I did say I was going to show you what I'd repaired on the scuttle panel. I'll do that now. So yeah, that's the finished repaired scuttle. Paintwork's a mess. Repaired sill, same on the other side. I haven't put that plastic trim back on there yet. But it's MOT, taxed and insured now. Now then, I just remembered I need to reset the service light, which in this car, steering wheel's in an awkward position. I think it's pretty straightforward. Oh, obviously it's got low fuel, but then you get this message say change oil soon, and then I think all you need to do is press and hold this button on the end and it should clear. No, wrong button. Let's try again. Driver's door open, change oil soon, fuel up. I get this right. Oh, I need to go through the menus, don't I, to the what's it? Hold on, let's get to the right menu. Remaining oil life, and then hold this end stalk, I'll press it. Yes. Boom. That was just a bit of a bits and bobs video, a few little jobs ticked off the list that are done today, so hope you've enjoyed it and stuck around for all of it. I've got a fair bit of tidying up to do in here. It's a right mess after working on the Micra last week and then what bits we've done today. So bit of an update on the the Micra and the Volvo, as well as the Mokka service. And I've got to make a video on the Mini because I've broken it, but I can't be bothered. So I'll do that at some point over the next couple of weeks. If I don't upload before, have a good Christmas and New Year, and I'll see you in the new year.